Okay, I just want to put your attention to a moment in this episode where Subaru says that it's a shame that I already have a number 1 and number 2 best girl kind of thing, or else, you know, Crush, you'd be right up there. So this confirms to me that not only does he love Amelia, he definitely loves Rem as well. Woohoo! Now, we already probably knew this, that she was like the number 2, but in this episode... my favourite line in this episode was Rem, when the white whale's sniffing Subaru out, and she says that the only one that's allowed to sniff Subaru is me. That is gold. So I'll talk about all the fantastic whale combat stuff in a bit. Let's just talk about all the Rem scenes first. So the nice little moments at the end. I'm trying to figure out which one I preferred. The one where Subaru and Rem just talked to each other and like sort of told each other how awesome they both were. Because that was more Rem saying how awesome Subaru was, and this one's more Subaru saying how awesome Rem was. And I don't know which moment I like more, but in this one it's definitely the whole like, my hero is absolutely awesome. So that was pretty cool. And obviously it's always nice to see anything to do with Rem. Also, her battle skills in this episode were absolutely on point. She was essential in taking down the white whale, especially when she did that like ice thing. Like, we all knew that was going to kind of happen, but I didn't really know what Subaru was going to do. Like, obviously it shows him missing, and you're like, oh no, she's missed. But wait a minute, Subaru was on that, and like he is standing up now. I was like, what's he going to do? So he just used it in order to sort of pull the whale down a little bit more. So that was a gamble, and it was even more of a gamble that he actually got caught by that chain as well. But it paid off in the end, and it worked out. Wilhelm in this episode, first of all, he gets pulled out of a whale. Like, they make a big hole. It kind of reminded me of the Avengers. You know, where they get, like, they're on top of that Leviathan thing. It's very similar, actually, and they, like, make all the metal things go inside of it, and then Thor comes and knocks it down. That's how they defeat the Leviathan in that. Well, in this one, they did almost the exact same thing with a whale. The two little kid things, they make a big hole sort of thing, and then Rem finishes it off to make the bigger hole. Or it was the other way around. It was one or the other. We get Wilhelm coming out, and I would equate this to anyone who's played, like, an MMO or something. Or any game, basically, where there's a raid boss, where you've got this entire party of teams that have been whittling down this, like, massive health bar for ages, and then some guy just comes in at the last second, snipes the kill, gets all the XP. So that was Wilhelm a little bit, but he was the one that absolutely deserved to do this. Somehow they've actually made me care about a character that was only sort of half mentioned in, like, a few episodes, and, yeah, his whole reason for wanting to defeat the whale was fantastic. The creator of this anime, please make like a little spin-off show. I know there's an actual like novel about Wilhelm and his wife Astria. I want to see that in anime form. That'd be fantastic. Just like a little documentation of their lives together, because it was a bit too scattered, like their backstory. Like, I got gists. I was like, why is Wilhelm attacking her? I know he wants to prove that he's stronger so that she doesn't have to fight, so she can say she didn't want to fight in the end. That red-haired girl, she just wanted to like appreciate life and things like this and just live life, but he wanted to take that away from her so she didn't have to like do those things. But I would like to have seen like the outcome of that, like the actual battle. Did she really lose to the whale if she was that great of a fighter? I'd love to see more of it. Now, a couple of people kind of called this in the episode before, where they said that the whales basically, I don't know how he kind of put it, but someone said that the whales were getting lighter, so it's kind of split up, even though it's the same size. And they mentioned something about the eye and the tail being cut off. So I think I thought it was kind of like a Hydra thing. If you've watched Hercules, you know how the Hydra had his heads cut off and each one grows. I thought it was kind of like that, like every time you damage the whale and each one fell off. I thought that's what was making it multiply. Like, I kind of bought that as well. I thought that was going to go on. But it just split itself into two, which makes me question why it wouldn't split into more. But they did say that they did feel weaker, so I'm guessing it's like 100% power split, so it's like 33%, you know, 0.333 reoccurring. And then if there's a split more, it'd split up even more, so they'd have been like super weak. So I guess that's why it didn't do it more. But then, I would argue then, why would you fall for that Subaru smell trick? Well, it's an animal at the end of the day, so it goes on instinct, so that's fair enough. Now, I would like to add another contender for the whole Subaru X so-and-so. So obviously we've got Subaru X Rem, which is my personal top choice. Then we've got Subaru X Amelia, which obviously with a bit more development, because we haven't seen a lot of Amelia in this series, to be completely honest with you. So if we see a bit more, maybe that will grow. It'll never be as good as Rem, but I'm just saying. And then obviously we've got number 3, we've got Crush and Subaru. Even though she says that she's got no romantic feelings for him, she wouldn't be lying if she said she didn't feel a few heart pulls whilst watching Subaru being a badass, basically. That speech as well, when she's bigging up Subaru and all the things that he did, and that they'd still be friends even if they were enemies. That was nice. But I have a 4th contender for Subaru X so-and-so. It is Patrash, or whatever the hell that that dragon thing was called. His mount. I've seen a few people already mention this before, but that dragon and Subaru, they made a good team. I hope he keeps that for the rest of the series, and I hope nothing bad happens to that creature. It's fantastic. It saved his life so many times. I'm sure it's not an issue, but I thought that tree, the flugel tree, as it were, I thought it was like a really, really old tree, and it was like kind of like spiritual, ancient or something like that. When they used the tree to knock and fall on the whale to kill it, I was like, is that a bit insensitive? I imagine that people in that universe, if it was like a real world, there'd be like arguments saying, was this worth killing the whale for? We've lost this great tree, which was a landmark, and it's been here for thousands of years. I imagine that in that world, that would probably be an issue, like it would be in ours if all these things were real, which would be awesome if it was. Also, there's one thing that I didn't notice until afterwards. Obviously, Wilhelm lost all his swords fighting the whale, and the sword that he used to actually finish off the whale, I think that was Crush's sword, because at the very end of the episode, Crush says to Wilhelm, you can keep that sword, and I'm guessing that was Crush's weapon. So I didn't realise that in the episode, so that kind of sort of happened without me noticing, so I'll have to go back and watch it again. But he kind of sort of thanks Subaru and says, if you've got any more adventures that you want to go on or need help with anything, I'm here for you because I owe you so much. So I think that guarantees that he's going to come with Subaru to fight the witch's cult. And the wolf guy, turns out he's alive. He was fine. Well, he wasn't. He was bleeding out, but he got healed. He says that he wants to help him defeat the witch's cult. So it's strange that he knew how that happened. He says that he found out through his sources or something like that. But that was a bit odd. I'd like to know how he found that out, if there's anything more to it. But still, he says that I've got you a team of people. They're going to come help you. And it was almost a perfect episode. But then we see the purple-haired guy come and Subaru pulls his little frowny face, and I was like, Subaru, don't slip back, you're making so much progress. Now just keep in mind that that purple head guy, he is actually a nice guy, or at least he is to a degree, because the reason that he beat the shit out of Subaru was so that all the other knights, when Subaru was disrespecting the knights, saying, oh, you all are in these knight positions because like you're rich or something like that, because he disrespected all them, they were most likely going to take him into a back alley, take Subaru there, and just kill him. So the purple-haired guy sort of beat him up so that people are like, eh, he's got his just desserts, we'll leave him alone. So kind of look at it like that. He's not that bad of a guy. But yeah, that was everything I wanted to talk about in the episode. It was fantastic. It was a great battle. 2 episodes of pure awesomeness. If I had to have some highlights for the entire battle, I'd say Rem throwing the icicle with Subaru on top. Every time Crush used a sword. Every time Wilhelm attacked. And specifically the one where the wolf guy got Wilhelm on his sword and then threw him back up. That was awesome. I'd like you guys to tell me if you could be any one of the characters that were fighting the whale. Which character would you be to sort of contribute in fighting? Would you be one of the little fodder enemies that shit their pants? Or would you want to be like Wilhelm, wolf guy, or Subaru, things like that? And also for next week's episode, the review's going to be late, most likely a day or 2, so just keep that in mind. Yeah. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you later. Right then guys, so recently I subscribed to Loot Crate. Specifically I subscribed to Loot Anime. They specialise in sending Loot Anime related stuff, and I thought that I'd do an unboxing for you guys and show you the kind of stuff I got. Unfortunately I'm in the future, so I've already opened it all so I know what I get. This is what the box looks like after you've turned it inside out. It's kind of like a treasure chest, which we're going to see a treasure chest worth of stuff inside. Also I'm wearing, spoiler, a t-shirt. You'll see more of that later. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Here we go. Right then, here we go. Welcome to the unboxing. First things first, let's get through this protective layer, which